I'm Alex. I sing and play guitar in Franz Ferdinand.
Hi, I'm Nick. I play the guitar and sing a bit and the keyboards.
My name's Bob and I play the bass guitar.
Hello, I'm Paul and I play the drums.
Bob, how did we get together as a band?
You gave me someone gave you a bass guitar, and then they said to you, do something useful with it, and so you thought you'd teach me how to play it.
We were very keen on the ideas, the sort of like grand ideals of a band, without actually thinking too much of the practicalities of actually getting them together. Paul and I had known each other for a long time as well, and had done a bit of music together before, and always intended to do more music together too. Paul and Bob were friends and used to socialise together. It just seemed to make sense that we'd start playing music together. And there seemed to be some missing element somewhere along the line. And we met him, Nick, at a party in Glasgow. Some friends of ours were having, and the story again. Nick stole my bottle of vodka, we had a fight, and instead of bashing each other's faces in, we decided to play in a band. First gig we did was in a flat in Glasgow in the city centre. Some friends of ours were at the art school, 7 girls were at the art school, and decided to do an exhibition of their work and call it Girl Art, and they'd heard that we were writing songs together, so we did this gig. We borrowed some amplifiers to sing through, to play through, and we quite liked the idea of being the boy band at the Girl Art exhibition, and that was our first gig. It was really good fun. We only had 4 songs written at that point. We didn't have a name, and we played the 4 songs twice, and then wrote some more songs and played some other places that were. And I think from that point as well, because the first gig was a little bit unusual, it wasn't like your standard kind of gig. We thought we'd continue doing gigs, and certainly for the first year or so, our gigs have tended to be in less conventional places. Glasgow definitely produces bands that are different from other cities. I think it's a unique environment. It's got a very, very healthy music scene, always has had. It's got a fantastic history of bands. At the same time, it's exceptionally independently minded as well. It's so far from London. It's removed from that London's media spotlight or media attention. It doesn't tend to produce bands that have that all sound similar. If you look back at the history, like Mogwai, Belle and Sebastian, Orange Juice, Teenage Fan Club, they're not bands that sound the same as each other, but if anything, they do have a similar attitude, and there's possibly a slight contrariness to these bands. I mean, like, look at bands like Pastels as well. They're not bands that are always necessarily eager to conform, and certainly not bands that are willing to follow current trends. And that's what I like about Glasgow. Is this sort of willingness to stand up with your own ideas and go ahead with them. So yes, I think we were lucky to have met and developed as a band in Glasgow, and it's a perfect environment. I think you should be in a band for the reasons of passion and fervour. I think you find, particularly today, that there are some people who form bands because they love celebrity and they love the idea of being a celebrity, and that's the most filthy reason to form a band. It's the most disgusting.
It's kind of irrelevant to us as well.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't see that. I don't think they do with us at all. The celebrity thing.
Well,
Just
it's
fun being
good
on
to
stage,
come
so
along at some point, just when
Right.
people know about your celebrity comes along, but
Mm.
that shouldn't be the primary goal to like forming a band or deciding to have some kind of creative output
Yeah.
in any area.
Yeah.
It should be because of some passion or other. There should be something that moves you in your life. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly with us. It was. I mean, you've talked about this before. Like it was like, oh, it was almost like a social thing that we were doing. It was something that we were doing as four guys together that we were really, really moved by. That we really, really wanted to do. And it's maybe not as dramatic as that as well. It's just really good fun too. It's like I was thinking about the other day. We're a very close sort of social group, and in the same way that close social groups always do things together, whether it's I don't know, going to the cinema, the theatre, or playing sport, or going for a walk in the countryside, or something like that. It just so happens to be that the pastime that we chose to do together was to play and write music. The songs come together in all sorts of different ways. There's some songs there that are years old. There are some songs that are at the moment like a couple of months old as well, as we're recording this. A lot of the songs were written in different ways. Sometimes Nick and I would sit down, songs like Take Me Out for example, Nick and I would sit down, so literally so like on two chairs opposite each other, just playing right at each other until we had it worked out, and just kind of go, oh no, that bit sounds good, but no, come back, and then go, oh no, play that bit again, because you see when you played that fret down it sounded much better, and then kind of go, could we really play something like as annoying and catchy as that? Like, and then deciding that we could. Other songs, when we were talking earlier about Bob getting the bass and things, Bob and I was teaching English in a college in Glasgow, and Bob was at art school, and we'd sort of write to each other via email when we had boring moments, and we'd sort of like send ideas for lyrics across the internet to each other, and so some songs came about like that. Other songs, you know, Paul on the computer with sort of ideas as well sometimes, and the practice, and others in the rehearsal room. Others come together in the rehearsal room with all four of us sitting down.
The original demo that we recorded that was Darts of Pleasure and Tell It Tonight was a lot of that was written as we were recording it, because we had the means to chop sections out and arrange it on the computer.
Yeah.
So some are written like that.
That's funny. That raises quite an important point as well, which is the editing process, which is very important to us as a band when we're writing songs as well. I think the way we often write is to produce a great big sort of lump of stuff, tunes, words, ideas, and then the editing process is where the real writing comes in, the breaking away and the cutting away of the irrelevant rubbish that nobody actually wants to listen to, and just cutting it back to what's actually good within the song. And it's something that we've held to be very important, and it's something that we see other bands that don't do that, and I think maybe seeing that in other bands, the way that they allow irrelevant kind of nonsense to clog up the music, made us realise how much we didn't want to do that.
You see her, you can't touch her. You hear her, you can't hold her. You want her and you can't have her. You want to, but she won't let
you. I feel it's a good introduction. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel we've got so much that we want to do with the band that I'm really happy with that album and what we've recorded. I was listening to it the other day, and well, it still hadn't been cut yet, but I was listening to all the songs in my flat on our day off in Glasgow.
Can't listen to it partially yet.
Yeah, I know it's still, because we're so close to it, it's very difficult to listen to it as a whole, the way that you do when you go and get an album for the first time yourselves. You go out and kind of go, all right, you listen to the whole thing and you listen to it again and again and again. I'm still thinking about sort of like, oh yeah, that song there, I was using that funny little amplifier, wasn't I? Loads of people have been suggesting to us, because we were interested in dance music and we liked the idea of making music that you could dance to, that we'd have to record it electronically, and we didn't want to do that. We felt we very much played as a band and played off each other, and Tor Johansson was the first person who said to us, "No, let's do it live." And he was talking about "Rock the Casbah" by the Clash, and saying like, "Oh, that's a good dance record, but it's played by kind of guys who can barely play their guitars, and they did it live." So that kind of appealed to me. So I understood that. And yeah,
he's got a very distinctive sound and distinctive approach to music and production as well.
He's got a very different approach to music from us as well, and I think that's a very good thing to have. I think it's terrible to work with kind of with yes men and people that agree with every word, and a lot of the time Tor would disagree with what we were doing, and we'd have arguments and fist fights with him, and it was great to sort of like, and then sort of come through that, and then sort of realise each other's points and be inspired by it. I think there's definitely sort of like the passion and energy that we felt we had live. We wanted to capture that on the record. A certain immediacy that we wanted about this record as well. We wanted to have, again, this is like similar to what we were talking about with the editing process as well earlier. We didn't want to like sort of have sort of pretentious, overblown arrangements. We didn't want to wheel in sort of 12-part string sections and turn up the harpsichord and all that kind of crap.
You've got to wait your third album before you do stuff like that.
Yeah, that's right.
It's got to be short and sharp. I think the best debut albums are like that.
We
document of what that band's about at that point in time, like sort of like the Ramones, for instance, or something like that.
Yeah. And also as well, there's a few flaws in the album as well, which I kind of like as well, just in the playing and stuff, which I think kind of keeps the identity of the band too. It's like if you listen to like the early Orange Juice stuff, there's always these kind of like little fluffs and things, and it's kind of what gives them part of their charm as well. Technique's about that important, and how you express yourself through that technique is that's important.
The expression over virtuosity.
Yeah, definitely. God damn it! It's actually it's a personal hatred of mine. I hate musicians that sort of like are obsessed with their technique and furthering their technique, and all they talk about is their fucking technique. And like, you don't play an instrument to like learn the technique. You learn it because you want to express yourself. It's like you don't learn a language to have a vocabulary. You learn a language to speak to other people, and that's why I like someone like Bob, for example, who doesn't really see himself as a musician, but just somebody that plays the bass in a band. Mm-hmm. And that to me is the perfect attitude, the most positive attitude. I like people who have a creative urge, who'll discover anything around about them, any tools around about them to express that urge.
Well, I did actually study music, but I mean, it's the same with me. I hate virtuosity as well. It's just I've never been a fan of it. It's just I've always played in bands with at least one person not being able to play something. You know, it's just I mean, you know, they're all really good musicians, but it's not important.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you need to be able to like make your instrument make a sound. We're not saying like get up there and just kind of hit your guitar. Like, I don't know. I feel the attitude that you should have to instruments is like if somebody else has made that sound, then you can make it as well because you've got the same amount of fingers and a brain. And I think that within circles of musicians you get this horrible snobbery, this kind of like technique snobbery and stuff, in the same way that you get with people that play golf. Like I always Just kind of like,
But the more you express yourself with an instrument or something, the better you get anyway.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, you just learn.
We're actually all
yeah.
incredible musicians, but we only play like the 10th of our ability.